Hello Capricorn, welcome to your weekly tarot reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is for the week of January 1st through January 7th. Happy birthday, it's exciting to be in Capricorn season. Let's find out what is going on with you. What is it that you need to know? What is the message coming through for you for this coming week? 5 of Discs. All right, well, let's see what we got going on, okay? We're going to use our Dove and Serpent spread and put that into some context here. A lot of fire energy today. We're going to do our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. We're going to put that right there. We're not going to look at that until the very end of the reading. And, hopefully that will tie the reading together and give us the confirmation that we're looking for at the very end. Okay, so stick around to the end of the video. So the first thing we see is there is some uncertainty in your physical world right now. There's some kind of shakiness, some kind of shifting of the ground beneath your feet, right? I don't know what you've got going on. If you're moving, changing jobs, if there's some sort of financial uncertainty, if there's some uncertainty in your domestic situation, your a relationship or something like that, I feel like there's a little bit of worry, a little bit of anxiety going on there with the shifting of things, okay? And I think your question is really all about that. How long is this going to be uncertain? How long is this going to be kind of unstable, right? I think you really want to know how long this situation, this particular feeling of this kind of anxiety, this kind of worry is going to last, okay? So we've got that universe or world card. And this is telling me that it's kind of uncertain, that there is, it's an indefinite period of time that this is going to last. I don't know. Looking at these cards, not sure how long. I don't know that we're going to be able to answer this question. I do want to do something, though, and I haven't done this before, but I think for the Capricorn season, right, for this birthday month of yours, I'm going to offer private readings for let's say $30, right? $30 a piece for a short personal reading. That's like 75% discounted from my usual price. For anyone that's watching this video, right, send me an email. Send it to thedoveandserpent@gmail.com. The email's down in the description box. Reference the code Capricorn75, okay? And we'll do personal readings, $30 for the entire Capricorn birthday month, Capricorn season, okay? Because I think a lot of you have this question, and I think that in this general reading, right, for all of you, I don't think it's possible to answer this question. But I think in a more personal one-on-one situation, we could probably get to the bottom of it. But I think right now you're wondering, how long will this shaky ground last, right? When can you expect things to kind of come out of that? Because right now I feel like this is kind of the central focus for you, is just you want things to kind of stabilize, and we want this at least to get back to a 4 of discs, right? This 5 of discs to me just seems like just like plates just shifting around, the tectonic plates just kind of slowly shifting around beneath us, and they're moving slow. They're doing their thing, but it really shakes up our world, right? It really, really does. And that's kind of a scary thing. I see that in the recent past, there was some sort of closure that happened, some kind of maybe a business deal that just ended, a relationship that just got wrapped up. Maybe this was the move, or this was like the purchase of the new home, or something was just completed, okay? And it was because of that completion that you're in this uncertain state now, okay? So this is like the ending of the one phase now has brought you into this current phase, this rather unstable, rather shaky, uncertain kind of phase. So I don't know if this was, again, a business deal or a relationship that ended, some period just ended. Something was just recently completed. And that's why there's the uncertainty now, okay? Above it all, what you're kind of focused on is this Five of Cups. This is the same kind of unstable ground, the same shaky feeling, but more in terms of our place in life, our values, our meaning, our sense of being emotionally confident in a way, right? I think that there's some questions now arising within you about where you kind of belong in life. What is your role? What is your purpose? What meaning is there for you in this circumstance? So it could be that something is changing rather drastically for you, and you just don't know how you fit into it all, or what your kind of new role is going to be, or what kind of person you are now, or what your purpose is. So this is an uncertainty, not in the physical environment, but an uncertainty in the emotional environment, with that sense of meaning and purpose and the stability, the confidence of our emotions, right? So I feel like it's almost not that your expectations have been dashed, but maybe there was a point where you thought you kind of knew who you were and what you were doing, what you were supposed to do, and you were happy, right, generally. But now there's just this uncertainty where you're just kind of up in the air and you don't know really what you're supposed to be about anymore. Does that make sense? It's just a feeling that I'm getting. I see beneath the surface, we've got this Princess of Wands. This is some really dramatic kind of energy. I think this is an impulsiveness that you're kind of, you're harboring. I think this is you really getting kind of antsy, really getting a little anxious to start moving, to start doing something, to find the answers here. You're getting a little impatient. And that's understandable when you're kind of stuck right here with that Universe or World card. It's saying that there's just, we don't know kind of the end date for this. It's starting to make you a little antsy, getting a little like hyper, right? A little restless, a little impatient. The good news is, though, in the immediate future, we've got this High Priestess card. Things are going to be okay, right? You're going to get the guidance. You're going to get the intuitive understanding, the spiritual insight that you need. With this High Priestess, it is kind of a direct revelation to you, right? Your questions will be answered. They may come in the form of mysterious signs and symbols and synchronicities, maybe with just some subtle feelings coming up from the unconscious, right? It's not going to be so much a very clear, rational kind of understanding of things, but it's going to be more of a feeling, more of a spiritual experience, right? A direct kind of gnosis. Okay. And this is coming your way, and I think that the uncertainty that you feel now is going to be resolved. You're going to get that feeling of certainty. Maybe not from the external circumstances. You're just going to see, okay, cool, things have worked out. I can see that. It's just going to be this kind of almost a faith and a trust that you are going to experience. And that's coming from your higher soul, your guardian angels, spirit, the divine, from the universe, something that you're going to feel resonating within you. Okay? The High Priestess is kind of that spiritual guide, right? So this is the good news. This is the saving grace, I think, on the path of the dove, which does see some rather prolonged uncertainty. Okay? But the High Priestess is here to give you a little bit of that reassurance, a little bit of that certainty that things are going to be just fine. Let's move over to the path of the Serpent now. See some pretty good fire energy. First thing, your general energy. This is the Lust or Strength card. This is really, I think you, with this confidence, I think that you are, one of these Capricorn people that don't conceal their fire. I think you live it. I think that you are very expressive, very creative, very much in control and confident, and you like to be the leader. You like to be in control. You like to feel like you can influence things, or that you have some control over the direction of your life. And I think this is why the path of the dove is so shaky and uncertain for you right now. Why it's causing so much of this anxiousness, this impatience, because you don't feel like you have a lot of control over it. You know, it seems like you are kind of just having to sit and wait rather than make any positive steps, take any positive actions to control things, to get things moving, to get things stabilized, or whatever the situation is. I think you're very eager to do something to affect the right kind of change, but there's nothing really for you to do right now. So this is a conflict. This is causing some of this 5 energy, right? Because you want to be the leader. You want to control things, right? You want to have a hand in creating the appropriate future, creating the results that you're hoping for. But I don't think in this situation there's a lot more that you can do other than just kind of trust in the universe, trust that things are going to work out in the right way, even though you may not have the right amount of conscious control over the circumstances, okay? The next card that we see is your connection card. So this could be a person, it could be your connection to this situation. This is a Knight of Wands. This is fire on fire. I wonder if there is a fire sign person in your life, or if the person who really does have the control or the responsibility or the one who has to kind of do the work here to stabilize this situation is a fire sign person, right? And that could be in conflict with your kind of fiery, outgoing, really assertive nature, your energy. Could be in some sort of conflict with this person because for whatever reason, they're the ones that have to do this, right? You can't step in and take over and get it done. You have to rely on this person. Could be a fire sign person. And I think that is troubling you a little bit, having to just kind of step back and let them take the reins and get this thing done, right? Or in some way, their influence, their behavior, their decisions affect this path of the dove. Whatever's going on here, there's some way they're involved here. Either they're the ones that are responsible for fixing it, or completing it, concluding it, or they're the ones, their decisions are kind of what have brought you here. But it's out of your control. It's something that you can't step in and change that. It's something that they're directly influencing, okay? In one way or the other. Your fears, worries, concerns. The concerns card is this 3 of Swords. I don't know if this is a relationship that went bad. If this is a long-term relationship that's ended. Perhaps. But I think the concern here is that you will just kind of live in the memory of this hardship, this grief, this sorrow, whatever this situation is that you're in right now. And again, we see in the recent past that something concluded. That there was something that was finalized or ended, something came to a close. And that's why you're in this uncertain position now. I think this 3 of Swords is about you living in the memory of that recent past. Whatever that situation was that came to a close, I think the concern here is that you're going to get kind of mentally stuck in that situation, right? That it's going to affect your ability to move forward, to continue on out of the path of the dove, right? To continue into the future, because there's just this lingering, maybe hurt feelings, pain, the memory of what was before is still lingering. So it could be here that you're not quite over what that past situation was. All right. And I don't want to dwell on that too much, because we see there's a lot of good energy here, a lot of fire energy. You know, this High Priestess energy is terrific, tremendous, very powerful energy. So I don't want to linger too much on this conflict card, this concern card, because I don't want to suggest that and then have it kind of become a reality for you. But just something to be aware of. We've got to have future vision and not live in whatever this past situation was. Okay. The final card on the path of the dove, though, is this 7 of discs. So this is, typically this is a card that says, look, things are not going to work out well. Okay, kind of generally speaking, no, it's going to be bad news. I don't think that's what this card is representing for us today. I think as the final card on the path of the serpent, this card is saying that you will find a way. You will, probably through some of this trust in things, this guidance, and through your own major arcana influence, this lust or strength card, this passion, this confidence and control and assertiveness that you have, right? I think is part of your nature. Through these major arcana cards, you will get through this period, however long this lasts. However long this lasts, you will triumph over it. The 7 of discs. This is kind of saying, how are you going to be victorious over these circumstances, right? The 7s are all about being victorious, right? Triumphing over adversity or of difficulty. So how are you going to triumph over these circumstances? Well, if you can't control them directly, you can put your faith, hope, and trust in the higher power and look for the guidance, look for the confirmation, that reassurance that, you're on the right path, that you are doing everything in your power, right? It's kind of a, accepting the things we can't change kind of vibe, a little bit. But I think these 2 cards are very interesting in that one is kind of trusting in the higher power, the other one is trusting in your own power, okay? And I think there needs to be both. I think if these are in harmony, I wonder if this mystery card is going to be that temperance card, by the way. If we can harmonize the kind of faith, hope, trust, the divine guidance, and our own power and control, if we can harmonize those 2 aspects, I think you can triumph over this obstacle, this difficulty, this adversity. Okay? So the 7 of discs here is saying that yes, you can, but we have to find out how and when we're going to do that, So there's still some uncertainty left. We still have this universe or world card showing that we don't know exactly the end date. We don't know the timeline here, okay? But let's look at this confirmation card now. Let's see what this is going to give us. I thought already that it would be maybe the temperance card, showing that we're blending the 2 opposites, the high priestess and the lust or strength card, right? I think the blending of those 2 is kind of how you're going to triumph over this uncertainty, this difficult period. But let's see. Well, still quite the same card. This is the Lover's card, Gemini card. This is also about the union of opposites, right? But not so much the blending that we see with the Art or Temperance card, not the blending of the 2 into one kind of, one exalted state. This is kind of choosing one or the other as the situation dictates. So it really is kind of, it really does boil down to changing the things that you're capable of changing, but accepting the things that you're not able to change, right? So it's about using each of these energies as they're appropriate, right? Depending on the particular moment in time that you are experiencing and the decision that you have to make, the energy that you're trying to deal with, at any particular moment, which one of these are you going to choose? And you have to choose the one, because the Lover's card here is really about choice. It's not about union. It's not about, a relationship coming together. I could say, oh, this card, you're going to have a new relationship coming in your life. Well, yeah, maybe you will. It could be part of what this card is foreshadowing, sure. But I think this card is really about choosing the right response to the circumstances, right? Based on where you are right now at this moment, what is the best choice for you, for your future, for your happiness, right? You've got to choose the path that is right for you. You've got to choose the response, the energy to utilize that is right for you. You can't just brute force your way through everything, because that's not going to, you're not going to have the results you want. You can't just relinquish control and resign yourself to be at the mercy of the universe and whatever happens, happens. Not all the time, anyway. So you have to make the choice in the moment what you're going to do, how you're going to assert yourself. Okay, whether it's a time for water, for yielding, for accepting, or whether it's a time for action, right? And dynamism and assertiveness. Let's take a look in the extended and see if we can get any clarity into this Lover's card. Don't forget, we are doing the $30 private readings. They'll be short readings, but $30. Email me the code Capricorn30 to the Dove and Serpent at gmail.com, and that's for the entire month of the Capricorn season. So, you know, for the next 20-something days, we'll be doing that. For anyone who watches this video, right? You don't have to be a Capricorn, but if you see this video, send me an email with the Capricorn 75 code, and we'll do a personal reading. Anyway, extended readings, become a member to the channel. You can have access to all of the extendeds. It's a great way to support the channel, and I really do appreciate it. It goes a long way. This was your weekly tarot reading for January 1st through January 7th on Dove and Serpent Tarot.